for a different company, then they need a letter saying.
Now we have 30 minutes.
I was like, I don't know what to tell you about working. Yeah. Well, he called me back after I told him what you told me. I just wondered. And I told him, I said, no, so I was very careful about the answers I got. Let me tell you, I need to talk about some of my personalities that I that she had caught me in surprise that she wasn't my favorite person. So I called her, and she starts telling me about her family history, and I'm like, excuse me, about her situation. That's it. You don't. It makes a mess. But here we are. Thank you.
That's kind of what.
Do it.
Waiting on Tammy. She's coming. This one. Sure. Okay. Waiting on Tammy. Carrie, this one.
Did you?
Oh, really? Oh, no, I didn't get that. No. Okay. Okay, you ready? Ready? Okay. We'll call this meeting to order. Barren County Fiscal Court, January the 24th, 2023 at 9 a.m. We'll do a roll call by our clerk.
Jeff Pott.
Here.
Jerry Penny.
Here.
Tim Joram.
Here.
Tim Coomer.
Here.
Marty Tinslow.
Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
Here.
Brad Gross.
Here.
Dave Burke.
Here. We're going to do adoption of the orders of the day, appointments to the Barren County Extension District Board, and we need to approve the fiscal court meeting schedule. So we need to go ahead and do that now before we do the invocation. Okay. 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 So basically, the Extension District Board, we're doing an appointment to the Barren County Extension District Board, and also that will be someone that has stepped down, and we'll be doing that in your packet, and we'll approve the fiscal court meeting schedule, which we're looking at doing the last Tuesday of every month, right? The fourth Tuesday of every month. It needs to be ordered as the fourth Tuesday because sometimes there are 5. So we don't need to vote on that. Okay. Okay, we're going to start off today. At each meeting, we're going to allow or ask each of the magistrates to either do the invocation or invite someone. Today, it's the District 1 magistrate. I'll let Mr. Botts go ahead and introduce.
Okay, thank y'all. Good morning. In my district, and plus a pastor in my district, pastor of First Baptist Church, I asked Brother Michael Rice to come and pray in behalf of Barren County this morning. Brother Rice? I told him we had a 30-minute limit. Just joking with you.
Let's pray together. God, how grateful and how thankful we are for this privilege that you've given us to gather on today. And we pray, God, your wisdom as this court deliberates. We pray your guidance upon our newly elected judge and this body. God, we thank you for all that you have done for us and what you continue to do. And God, we know that you will continue to guide us throughout our endeavors. Bless our country.
Yes.
Bless our state. Bless our city. Bless our county. Go with us and keep us in your care, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start with the next, so if everybody can stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. I'd like to say welcome to everyone here for our first official meeting. I'd like to introduce our new treasurer, Amanda Steger. She goes by Mandy as well. We're very thankful to have her here with us today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, got your new name tag too. Yes. Okay. Today we're going to need to start off with approving the minutes from the December 20th meeting, the January 3rd special meeting, and the January 19th meeting. We'll start off with approving the minutes from the December 20th meeting. Do I have a motion to approve in a second?
Judge, I'll approve the minutes from December the 20th to the January 3rd meeting.
No, actually, you need to do the December 20th.
Oh,
We're starting off with December 20th.
okay.
So do you make a motion then?
I'll make that a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Durham. Do we have a second? Second. Tim, you're both Tims. Tim Cameron. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the minutes also from the January 3rd, 2023 special called meeting. Do I have a motion and a second to approve that?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Okay, motion by Mr. Gross,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Stinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the minutes also from the January 19th special call meeting, 2023. Do I have a motion and a second to approve those minutes? Okay, Mr. Kramer makes the motion. I need a second.
Second.
Is that Mr. Pettigo? Dick, Mr. Pettigo. Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All approve? Say aye, please.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So we've got through the minutes. The announcements today, is that what I need? Can I have Kristen look for that? Okay, yeah, we can wait till the end on that one now. Does anyone have any announcements today before we move on through the meeting? Okay, we'll start off with our reports. Public officials report, county judge executive. We need to approve the county treasurer Jenny Hoffman's resignation. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Okay, motion by Mr. Cameron, and I need a second.
Second.
I think I heard Gross first. Okay. All in favor say aye, please.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. We need to approve the monthly financial statement. You have it in your packets for December 2020. This is subject to audit as well. And approve this second quarterly report, which is also subject to audit as well. And we'll approve those both together. Is that the way we're going to do that today? Okay. Or do you want to do those separately? You're set up as one. Do you want me to do those separate?
Judge, can those be done together, or you need
That's what I'm
separate?
asking right now. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're doing it that correctly because it has it listed as just one. Let's do them separate. Okay. Approve the monthly financial statement, December 2022, and it's subject to audit. So we are approving the financial statement for December 2022. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Mr. Smith.
I'll second that.
Okay. Mr. Botts, sorry, made a second. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next one, we'll approve the second quarterly report, which is subject to audit as well. We need a motion and a second to approve.
I make that motion, Judge.
Botts makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kinslow.
Actually,
Teddy made the motion, I'm sorry.
he seconded it.
Okay, so we got that one in, sorry. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, the next section is the county attorney. We need to approve the county attorney's monthly settlement report for December of 2022. It's in your packet as well, and we have Mr. Richardson here with us as well. Do you have a motion and a second to approve this item?
So moved.
Okay, there's two people that spoke up. I didn't hear. Brad made the Gross made the motion. Do I have a second? Okay, second, Mr. Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. County clerk, we have Helena with us today as well. We need to approve the county clerk's quarterly report. It's in your packet.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is that Mr. Durham? Motion by Durham. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this was also in your packet. Approve the annual maximum amount for the county clerk's deputies and assistants. And do I have a motion and a second to approve this?
I make a motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Do I have a second?
I second that, Judge.
Okay, is that Mr. Botts? Yeah. Okay. Is there any discussion on this? Because I myself just had to ask questions about it, just to make sure this is a normal thing that's done. It's done just by, it's a comparison from years past and kind of setting that budget based on that with increase based on any kind of influx and costs and stuff like that. So did anyone have any discussion on that? Because I did. I had to ask some questions about that.
I was just wondering about the increase from last year.
Did you get the Helena, do you know with the...
I assume, and I apologize, I've been out quite a bit, but
Okay.
I assume this is Department of Local Government that you're setting it by based on.
We have to set it right. It was, yeah.
And it's on my salary based on your service. I assume that's.
No, it's actually for your employees. It's the max salary amount for employees listed, and it's for local government. Yeah, and the same thing's done. We're getting ready to move it to the sheriff's office as
Okay.
well.
I'm sure I haven't seen it, so I don't know what you're looking at. So I can't answer.
Yeah, I didn't have, we didn't have the one to compare it to from the year before. Yeah.
I mean,
we
I know
didn't, yeah.
that you get the one that the Brent interface frequently sent out that I signed off when I was out.
That wasn't.
Is that what you're talking
No. This is when they. This is the motion that fiscal court, because they have to set a cap on amount to spend for payroll for the county clerk's office and for the sheriff's office, so that you just don't spend over that amount. That's what this motion is.
about? And who set the amount?
It came from Frankfurt.
No, Jenny gave it to me.
Okay.
The county
But
clerk.
it didn't come
Does
from
it have to
Helena,
be
apparently.
approved today?
Gave it to me.
Postpone it to the
Okay.
next?
It's normally something that's just, I mean, it's done every year.
Okay. You had it, Tim, you said it was a lot. What's the difference?
I'm sorry.
You had it in front of you?
Yeah, we've got it right here. So, yeah, so basically, Helena, it says, basically, the county clerk of Barren County may expend from fees during the calendar year 2023 at $581,000 total for deputies, assistants, and other employees. It just basically is the cap. I think
Probably
that it's
just-
coming from probably Frankfurt if you didn't give that number.
I didn't give the numbers. She probably just looked at what we did last year and
And then
probably
put that in, yeah.
added it or made it close to the same.
I think she mentioned 5%, but I think it's right.
Okay. I think it was basically given to us from the previous, as it was a 5% increase from the year before.
I would say yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure everybody understood that, because I myself had some questions just as in regards to those things as well. So I'm glad you were here to help. So, okay, so we've had the motion and the second for that. So do you want to, we'll do them, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Sheriff's Office is next. We need to approve the same thing with annual maximum amount for the sheriff's deputies and assistants. You have that in your packet as well. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, that Mr. Durham. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Stinson. Is there any discussion on this one as well? It's the same situation with a similar to the clerk's office. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we need to, motion carries, sorry. We need to accept the sheriff's fee report for December of 2022, which is also subject to audit. We do not make a motion on that. Is that correct? No motion.
Correct.
Okay. Sheriff's quote for the handguns, approved payment from the LGEA funds. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this?
I'll make the motion, Judge.
Mr. Pettigod. Do I have a second? Mr. Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approved purchase of vehicle of alcohol beverage control officer, which we're going to use that out of the ABC funds. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this?
Make that motion.
Okay, Mr. Coomer makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Kinslow. Any discussion? You and
Sheriff, we are going to move that car to, where was, I can't remember.
Garland is in charge of emergency management, and he is in need of a vehicle.
Right.
So we were going to move the vehicle we presently have that has 60-some thousand miles on it to his agency to assist him with his duties.
Thanks, Jack. I knew that. I just.
And I can confirm we do have, we have funds to cover it in the ABC funds, so. Okay. We'll do a roll call vote on that one.
Okay.
Okay?
Jeff Botts?
Yes.
Excuse me. Derek Pettigod?
Yes.
Tim Durham?
Yes.
Tim Coomer?
Yes.
Marty Kinslow?
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson?
Yes.
Brad Gross?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Number 5, we need to approve the 2022 sheriff fee settlement. Do we do a motion on that as well? Yes, okay, yes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Mr. Botts, need a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Durham, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The last one, the fleet management presentation by Mr. Chuck Hill. Is Mr. Chuck? Yeah. How's it going?
Sure.
Good morning. I'll be as brief as possible, and thank you for allowing me this time to address the court. Sheriff Key knows me pretty well. I don't talk a whole lot, especially in public. I once heard a politician say the following: we can no longer wait for Frankfurt to come to us. We have to go to Frankfurt. Following that same line of thought, dealerships can no longer sit back and wait for customers to come to us. The auto industry has changed and will continue to change in the upcoming years. The days of hundreds of vehicles being on the lot are over with for now. In order to survive, we have to keep our customers better informed. We have to truly partner with our customers. We have to go to them if we want them to spend their budget funds with us. We have to separate ourselves from everyone else in this market, be it leasing companies or other dealerships. We have to evolve. So how do we navigate these changes? About 2.5 years ago, General Motors approached Bachman Chevrolet as one of 3 dealers across the country to offer a total fleet management solution. This program is called the Bachman Business Solutions, as you can see on page 1 or 2 of the handout. It is a 3-pronged approach to fleet management. The great part about this program is that you can do any portion of it or none of it and still purchase from Bachman. The 3 portions of the program are cycling, telematics, and leasing/e-plan. I will start with cycling. Cycling is a proactive plan that companies and governments use to define when vehicles should be replaced. While there is not a one-size-fits-all program, there is one rule of thumb. All vehicles should be replaced prior to the end of the manufacturer's warranty. In the private sector, this is typically 3 to 4 years and somewhere around 70 to 80,000 miles. However, in the public sector, you all have opportunities that the private sector does not. Due to manufacturer incentives for government agencies, pickup trucks, cab and chassis are best to be declared surplus and replaced within the first year. One of your neighboring counties has been doing this for 4 years, and they've realized a profit over those 4 years on the surplus of those vehicles. The worst year they had, they lost $1,500 per truck after driving it for 20,000 miles and having it for 1 year. Recently, with all the supply chain issues, they're seeing $5,000 and $6,000 profits per truck. This is money coming back into the county. For other vehicles, such as law enforcement, you're looking at realistically 3 to 4 years. That's the best time to cycle those. Every vehicle type will be different. The entire idea of the cycling strategy is to have a plan and stick to it and maximize the return on your investment. Driving a vehicle till the wheels fall off is not a cycling program. It is a reactionary response to a problem. The second part of this program is telematics. Telematics is just GPS monitoring of the vehicle. Telematics programs like the one offered by General Motors are a great way to view what is going on with your vehicle. Is it due an oil change? Is the check engine light on? Does it have low air pressure in one of the tires? A good telematics program can even unlock the doors on the vehicles if somebody locks the keys to the car or truck. A telematics program can also give you the exact odometer reading on the vehicle at any given time. No more having to call somebody to find out how many miles are on it. Another aspect of the telematics program is that it offers things like trip histories or breadcrumbing. You can see where the vehicle has been and probably where it's going. Would this be helpful during a snow and ice emergency to know where your trucks have been? It also offers geofencing. You can set a predefined area, and for this, let's just say Barren County. If that vehicle leaves Barren County at any time, whoever you designate as your fleet manager would get a text notification that this vehicle is in Warren County, Hart County, wherever. Recently, actually Friday, we had 5 vehicles stolen from our lot at Bachman Chevrolet. 4 of the 5 vehicles had some sort of telematics program. They were recovered within 4 or 5 hours. The vehicles that did not have telematics, well, the one of them is still missing. And the third portion of this program is leasing/e-plan. I will spend very little time talking about this. If all your vehicles are under manufacturer's warranty and you're still in good shape, then leasing's not something you need. But if the vehicles are older and not being replaced on a regular schedule, leasing is a great way to catch up. CAECO and GM Financial both offer some great lease programs that will help you catch some vehicles up in the meantime. E-Plan is simply just a managed maintenance program. For $6 per month and an extra $2 if you choose the fuel card option, you can have your maintenance data tracked down to the vehicle level. In my experience, most government agencies already have this. But if you don't, it is an option that we offer. And the whole beauty of this whole program is that you can choose one portion of this, you can choose none of it, you can choose all of it. The only fees that you'll ever pay would be the cost for the E-Plan, the cost for the maintenance, and the cost for the telematics, should you choose that. No more paying a management fee. If you've had some other agencies approach you, they charge management fees, disposal fees, all that wonderful stuff. None of that. So how does this benefit Barren County? Working together to manage your fleet, we will be in constant communication. We will work with you to determine which vehicles need to be replaced and when. No more scrambling to get a vehicle because we are planning ahead and know when the order banks are open. Real fleet management with real vehicle expertise, parts delivery, direct access to manufacturer reps, such as our government rep, who was supposed to be here today, but illness got in the way, and our service reps. Everything that you need to successfully manage your fleet and save money for the taxpayers of Barren County. I will leave you with one thought. Every vehicle that you have in excess of 100,000 miles, it's costing you 10 cents per mile in maintenance cost. Anything that's still in the manufacturer's powertrain warranty is costing you 5 cents a mile. For every 200,000 miles you drive, it's saving you $10,000. Any questions?
What's the county you said that does this currently around us?
Hart.
Hart, okay.
Joe.
Gotcha. Okay.
How many counties?
The bulk of what we're doing, they're not really doing a whole lot of telematics, and they're not doing nobody's doing the maintenance. But we have several that are doing cycling them out quicker. That's the whole goal. And obviously, we like that because we do sell more. But the flip side of that is you're not paying for maintenance. You're not throwing money out after good.
And all maintenance can be done locally.
Yes, yes. And do you all do your own maintenance in-house?
No.
There's a national chain that they use. They try to use national chains. You can use a local place, either one. It can all be set up.
Oh, it doesn't have to be the dealer.
No. It can go to any Midas or Goodyear, whoever you all choose.
Any other questions? We'll be in touch.
It's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll lead into the department reports and committee reports. So beginning in February 2023, I'm going to reach out to each of the department heads to provide monthly reports. Some already do, but just kind of just a review for each of our magistrates to look over what's going on in that area for that month. It'll help everybody kind of going forward, especially when we're putting together budgets and stuff like that. Other counties do that, so I do think that would be something good that we could do in Barren County. We had a transportation committee meeting this morning. Mr. Tim Coomer, you're the chairman. Would you like to give us an update?
The transportation committee met this morning, 7:45. Had a lot of things to go over. First thing I'd like to bring up is on the agenda is we got a quote for placing guardrail on Chevy Lane. how many of you are familiar with Chevy Lane. It's kind of across the road from Steeplechase. It's a very high bank on each side. It does flood, and it's a very dangerous spot. And I think it's something we need to do. We got an estimate of $22,704. I want to go ahead and put that in form of a motion that we go ahead and approve that to get that done on Chevy Lane. I make that motion.
Okay. So Mr. Coomer is making the motion to go ahead to proceed with putting the guardrail at Chevy Lane. The cost was
$22,704.
$704. Okay, everybody hear that? So motion made by Mr. Coomer to proceed with putting the guardrail at Chevy Lane. I need a second on that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Pettigo? Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question. When is this work going to be done, and are we doing it ourselves?
No, it's actually out of house to a company out of Elizabethtown. I'm sorry? EFI. They're the closest. And we have to, they couldn't tell us the exact time because we had to approve it first, and we'll be on the schedule. Is anything else? Did they give you any idea, Susan? Just.
If it passes, I'll call and see so they can use it.
Okay.
And how big are these guardrails?
There's a total of 600 feet. 300 on each. Well, one side might be a little longer than the other.
That's why I was asking. It seemed like a lot of money.
It does.
And I wanted to know what we were actually buying.
They're an 8-inch guardrail. Is how wide the guardrail is. And I'm sure there's specifications how high it's got to be. I'm sure that's all.
I'll speak on behalf, too, of just individuals in that neighborhood. They have been reaching out on a consistent basis for this for a while now as a safety need because, when it does rain, it creates an image that you don't understand how big of the drop-off is. And it's a very high drop-off. And when it rains, it floods. It gets almost up to at the roadway. So, I had even somebody call in when they heard we were going to do it and just thanking us and tell us we could even use their right-of-way because they were so thankful that it was being happened. So. Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on this just so that everybody can have their individual vote. So.
Okay. Derek Pettigo?
Yes.
Tim Durham?
Yes.
Tim Coomer?
Yes.
Marty Kinslow?
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson?
Yes.
Brad Gross?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're on transportation. Yeah, go ahead.
The next item, we have been looking into a piece of equipment called a Mower Max for a couple years now, actually. And what it actually is, it's a multiple use piece of equipment, but the main purpose we've been looking into it's a boom mower. We have a lot of trees and growth on the sides of the roads and the county roads that will grind limbs back to the fences or wherever so people are not rubbing their vehicles. And this piece of equipment is very expensive. What we use now is actually a tractor with a boom mower that's not really made for that purpose. We have a lot of repair. Actually, that's something else on down in the list. We're going to have and spend over $9,000 on it to repair it now. I want to go ahead and get this. If we order it today, it's going to be probably at least August before we can get it. So I'd like to get it approved by the court. The money's in the budget to purchase this. You can put different attachments on it. We can use it it'll actually grind limbs up to 8 inches. We have a lot of dead trees on the right-of-ways that are very dangerous. This price will be for the piece of equipment, the mulching head, the mower just for mowing grass and the small limbs back, a saw blade it'll reach 25-foot saw limbs off that are hanging over the road in the right of way that could be possibly liability, and a blower to blow those mulchings off the road. I think I covered all the attachments, correct? Okay. Just to purchase another tractor with a boom mower, we're looking at close to $200,000 if we go back to the way we were, and that's all that tractor can be used for. This piece of equipment with the 3 attachments is $289,917.75. Very expensive, but it's a multi-use piece that, like I said, we've talked to several counties that have these. Pulaski County just bought 5 of them. They're a large county. We have never, a lot of the magistrates, we have talked to people from different counties, and they all say it's just a wonderful piece of equipment. So I'd like to ask approval. I'd like to make the motion for the approval of court to get this ordered. And yeah, I make that motion that we order this mower max.
Okay. Okay, do I have a second on that before we have discussion?
I second that.
Okay, second by Mr. Botts. Okay, discussion.
I'll recap what Tim said. I've been in some of the meetings, and the gentlemen, the salesmen, and the counties that we've sat at the conference, and our judge was there also with the Clark County supervisor, road supervisor, our buddies at Pulaski. They all love this, and we're thinking we're making the right decision by talking with these people. So I just wanted to give my opinion and echo what Tim had said. It's a really nice piece of equipment, and all the counties that's purchased, they're pleased with it. So we just have to try and see.
One thing I wanted to add, there is more attachments. If we decide later, you can put a snow plow on it. Ditcher, you can make, actually do ditches with it. Several other more attachments that you can add later if we need to.
Hey, Tim, I'm curious, how much money have we spent the last 3 or 4 years on the old one in repairs?
And it's, like I said, in the shop now, and we've got a bill we got approved today for over $9,000. The problem with our old one is the mower runs on hydraulics, and the tractors aren't made heavy enough for the hydraulics on the tractor. It needs a separate hydraulic pump to run that mower, and it just won't hold up. We're hoping to keep the old one. Of course, we got to use it till we get this, and use it for a backup, because that boom mower, you can check with the road department, you can run it 365 days a year and still lots of times not get around to our 630 miles of county roads. So, and I know a lot of people know where there's bushes and stuff growing out. It's a very important piece of equipment.
There again, that money is in the budget, isn't it, Tim?
Yes.
And I'll speak on behalf of, we were at Kentuckians for Better Transportation, and we did sit with representatives from Clark County, and we've spoken to Pulaski County as well, and they did speak very highly of this piece of equipment and how it has made them be able to do things quicker and functioning-wise. You're not having to sub out, I guess, as much work either. Jamie, would you like to speak about, on behalf of the road department, to say?
I think this would be a good investment, and they are doing a demonstration January 31st where we can meet with the reps and maybe learn a little bit more about it.
And just making sure everybody understands this piece of equipment, even by placing the order even now, we will not even see this piece of equipment until August. At best.
At least.
Is there any kind of warranty we get on it?
Yeah. It's a 3-year. I'll have to look back, I think. Do you remember, Susan? I'm sure it's on here, but I don't see it right now. But I'm thinking 3-year, I did talk to him about that. But I apologize, I don't see it on this quote.
And we can make sure of that.
It is 154 horsepower.
And for anybody, I mean, this is like a one-of-a-kind equipment. It's not something you can just go out and bid 3 or 4 different locations that has this equipment. So I want everybody to understand that this is a piece of equipment that's very useful, and I think will be very useful in what the county needs.
And a lot safer than what we do now. It's made for hillsides and a lot less chance of rolling, and you can put it on a pretty steep hill and it'll still be safe.
Any more discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Botts,
Yes.
and Derek Pettigo.
Yes.
Motion carries. So we'll proceed with that then. Go ahead to the next one.
Thank you. Next item, we really don't need any motion on it. We just want everyone to know that we are going to receive some quotes on a mini excavator. Our backhoe's down again. It's getting several hours on it. They think with the mini excavator we can do a lot of the things that we do now, but quicker. It's going to be at least a month before they can even get our backhoe in the shop to look at it. So we're actually leasing one now, and they're, I'm thinking, was it $2,700 and some a month to lease a backhoe? So we want to get some quotes on buying this, and then possibly keeping our old one for a backup. But these mini excavators they're just so much quicker, and that's what seems everybody's going to. So we'd like to get some prices on those, and also just checking on prices and possible leasing of a tandem dump truck. We're looking at some information, make sure they're not too tall, that our skid steer will reach over and be able to dump into it. Tandems on lots of things, we're just wasting double fuel taking single axles when we need more room, and it would just save in the long run, save a lot of trips. So we're looking into getting some prices on those. Next item, really just let the court be aware, we want to put emblems on all county vehicles so that when you see a vehicle, you know it's property of Barren County. All the road department, rec department, emergency management. So we're looking at, judges actually looking into some new designs for our county, and Susan's going to check into that and get some prices on a sticker of some sort we could just stick on the side of all the vehicles. So, when these trucks, county road trucks, are out on the county and they're blocking a road or something, it's kind of nice for people to know that that is a county vehicle and not just somebody, even though you have the lights, anybody can have lights. And I think that's something very important to know. People know that that's actually a county vehicle. So that was one thing we discussed. Next thing, we have a New Holland tractor that has been a piece of junk since the day we bought it, and it's down again. We have to get it fixed pretty much before we're allowed anything on trade-in, and we've had some pretty high estimates. What I want to get approval of the court to go ahead so that we won't have to wait another month and hopefully it won't cost this much, but I'm going to make the motion that we spend not over $12,000 for the repair. Hopefully it's not going to be that much, but allowing that amount would keep us from coming back to court again for the repairs on that. So I want to put that in form of a motion to not spend over $12,000 on repairs for this tractor, and then we'll look when we get it repaired this time, hopefully look at to maybe trade it off. It doesn't have a lot of hours on it, so it'd be good if we get it running, still be good on a trade-in. So I make that motion.
So Mr. Coomer makes the motion on a 12,000 max, maintenance bill on the New Holland tractor. So just make sure we understand what we're voting on. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Is that Vic?
Jerry?
Yes. Okay, any discussion? I will say
What's wrong with it now, Tim?
Oh, it's the high range shift.
Transmission?
Transmission problems. They found metal shavings and
Okay.
just can't be used.
And we do have an influx of vehicles that and equipment that needs to be looked at as to possibly declaring surplus in a few months to hopefully have an auction of some capacity for all that equipment. So let's go ahead and we'll do, you want to do roll call vote on that as well? Roll call, yep.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
sorry.
That's okay.
Actually, it should have been Tim Coomer first.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Tim Coomer?
Yes.
Then Marty has already voted.
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
and Tim Durham.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The next item of business is I want to make a motion for a PO and to pay the bill for the boom mower tractor repair that we just had repaired, so that if we don't go ahead and get this paid, it kind of affects our John Deere finance as far as the limit on the cars, keep us from buying other things. But make a motion that we have a PO for $9,784.97 to Wright Implement in Bowling Green to pay for the repairs, and we're going to pick that mower up today and get it back to work. And of course, we're going to have that until we get this new mower max in. So that's my motion on that.
So that's motion by Mr. Coomer. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Gross, second. Any discussion? Well, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I know I'm a bearer of bad news. The next approval we need is repair. We have a 2016 International dump truck that's been sitting for 6 months with engine problems. It needs to be on the road. It's only got 40-some thousand miles. Is that correct? 43,000. We got an estimate. The worst case scenario, if it has to have a new engine, hopefully they get in there and they find out maybe it's something simpler. But I want approval of the court again. Worst case scenario to go ahead and get this truck repaired is, with the new engine, it's $31,321.74. But that truck's just sitting there now, and it's not doing us any good. It's too new and too less a mileage to actually trade in. It's not going to be of any value not running anyway. That's just another thing we're just going to have to bite the bullet and do, and hopefully they'll get in there and it'll be a $5,000 fix. But need approval of the court to go ahead and do this in case it is. I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, second. Any discussion? Okay, no discussion. We'll just, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The last item of business I have is just want to bring up to the court that we are going to look into getting some prices on security cameras, not only at the road barn, but we're going to get some with someone and do it for the whole county. The rec department, we need some, and I'm sure emergency management could use some at the places they have instead of getting some people to look at the whole county. We've had some trouble lately with theft, and just something that's very important for liability purposes too, I think, and we are going to get some prices on that. And I am done. I've spent enough money.
We appreciate everything. I mean, and I will second that there is a lot with our road department, but there's a lot of, that's what we need to, we got to focus on that to make sure that our roads are safe and everything's moving in that direction to do that. We have no old business. But as we're leading into the new business, I want to give a recognition to Tammy Branstetter and as well as our new treasurer, Amanda Steger. You know, they really have stepped up in the last really it's been in the last 7 days to do a lot of amazing things. And they've worked tirelessly over even the weekend. Stayed last night till like 7:30, 8 o'clock, I think, to get everything ready for today. There are some bills still that we were unable to get into because everything was kind of being held, to say. So they're going to, we got through what we can today, and we'll probably have to have a special called meeting next week. And we were looking at the date to do that, and I'll send out the 24-hour notice. But we will have to have another special called meeting to get those bills in, and that is not any of their fault. It is not, because that was a situation they were put into, but they have done a phenomenal job to get to where they're at, and I'm very thankful for that. And I hope the court understands how much they have really put into this. So we'll lead into new business. Okay. Approve the payment of the claims as presented in your packet. I need a motion and a second to approve those.
Motion, Judge.
Motion by Coomer. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the transfer of funds. It's in your packet as well. I need a motion and a second to approve those.
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Durham, I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need acknowledgement, receipt, approval of personnel actions. It's in your packet as well. I need a motion and a second to approve those personnel actions.
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Mr. Coomer, I need a second.
Second.
That's ready to go. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Appointments. We need a motion to approve on all four of these. We'll start with number 1, Special Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District Board. And need a motion and a second to approve that. I can read it as well. It is appearing that the court that Ann Christie resigned as a member of the Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District Board effective December 31st, 2022. And whereas the undersigned Barren County Judge Executive being desirous of appointing Wes Kinslow as a member of the Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District Board for a term of 1 year to fill the unexpired term of Ann Christie, which expires January 17, 2024. And whereas the Barren County Judge Executive having nominated the above to the Barren County Fiscal Court on January the 24th, 2023, and whereas the Barren County Fiscal Court approved said nomination on that date. So therefore, Wes Kinslow would be appointed as the replacement for the Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District Board. Do I have a motion and a second on that?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Kramer, I need a second.
Second.
Mr. Gross, any discussion?
Yeah, the name is misspelled on that. You might want to correct that.
Wesley.
I changed it.
Well, just drop an S on it.
Just drop the S. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's West, W-E-S.
Okay. Oh, it's on theirs. It's right. This one's right. I've got it in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I don't see the other S, but it's West, W-E-S on this one. So, yeah. And that's okay. So with the name fixed on the paper, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next appointment is to the Ambulance Service Corporation Incorporated Board. Whereas it is appearing in the court that I, Barren County Judge Executive Jamie Bewley-Byrd, hereby nominates Garland Gillum, Emergency Management Director, as my proxy for the Ambulance Service Corporation Incorporated Board for a term of 4 years beginning January 24th, 2023 and expiring on December 31st, 2026, or until another proxy is appointed. Whereas the Barren County Judge Executive, having presented the above proxy to the Barren County Fiscal Court on January 24th, 2023, and whereas the Barren County Fiscal Court said proxy on January 24th, 2023. Now, therefore, it is ordered that Garland Gillum be and is now appointed as the proxy for the Judge Executive Byrd to the Ambulance Service Corporation Board. And he shall serve in such position until December 31st, 2026, or until another proxy is appointed. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Motion by Gross.
I second.
Second by, is it Durham? Yeah, Durham, yes. Any discussion? I will say, I think that Garland Gillum, in my opinion, it is my role that I'm putting him in, but I want someone in those positions to have a vast knowledge of emergency services and our EMS, and Garland Gillum is definitely the person for the job, and he is very excited to serve on that board as well. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next appointment is the Barren Metcalf Emergency Communications Center Governing Board. The nomination is, whereas it is appearing to the court, the vacancies to the Barren Metcalf Emergency Communications Center Governing Board on December 31st, 2022, whereas the undersigned Barren County Judge Executive being desirous of appointing Ronnie Stinson as the Fiscal Court Representative Member of the Barren Metcalf Emergency Communications Center Governing Board, the 911, for a term beginning January 2nd, 2023 until a successor is appointed. Judge Executive Jamie Bewley-Byrd will assume the County Judge Executive position on the board, Barren Metcalf Emergency Communications Center Governing Board for 911, for a term beginning January 2nd, 2023 until a successor is appointed. Whereas the Barren County Judge Executive have nominated the above to the Fiscal Court on January 24th, 2023, and whereas the Barren County Fiscal Court approved said nomination on January 24th, 2003. Now, therefore, it is ordered that Ronnie Stinson and Jamie Bewley-Byrd be and are now appointed as members of the Barren Metcalf Emergency Communications Center Governing Board, and they shall serve in such positions until successors are appointed. Do I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second, is that Cameron? Is that you? Did you second? Yeah. Cameron. Any discussion? I will also state on this, and I've really seriously looked at these boards to have people on there with extensive backgrounds in those areas, and Ronnie Stinson has an enormous amount of experience and knowledge in the 911 area, as well as all emergency services. So I feel confident he will do an excellent job on there. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next motion is the appointment of the Barren County Extension District Board. So basically, the Barren County Extension District Board nominations today will be Sarah Shirley and Barry Garrett. They will be basically returning, continuing their appointment. Their term will be a 3-year term. It will expire on December 31st, 2025. Their term will start January 1st, 2023. They are continuing their term. That is Sarah Shirley and Barry Garrett. Do we have a motion and a second to move forward with that?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Mr. Coomer makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Judge.
Second, Mr. Durham. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the adoption of the Barren County Employees Holiday Schedule. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this?
Motion?
Second.
Was that Bott? And second, was that Mr. Gross? Is that right? Second? Or who did the second?
I did. Derek.
Oh, sorry. I heard from this end. Sorry, Derek, sorry. Mr. Pettigo did the second. Any discussion on this? I can discuss. After review and talking with Helena's office, as well as some other individuals that deal a lot with Frankfurt, by mirror imaging their schedule, it just makes life easier for everyone because there's not a lot of things they can do when Frankfurt is closed. And it took away from, we will not have President's Day anymore, but, there will be other holiday days that are in there that match the state schedule for the state office holiday schedule. So we are adopting that. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the fiscal court meeting schedule. I'm making the nomination to move. I need a motion and a second to make the nomination to approve the 4th Tuesday of each month at 9 a.m. for the fiscal court meetings. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Mr. Gross? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Durham. Any discussion?
Judge, the only thing I have, I'd already sort of made I have a trip going out of town next month. I'll miss that meeting, but other than that, I should be able to make the rest of them.
And I will say, we initially made the first change today per another suggestion, needed from our treasurer to be prepared for the meetings to have, and I will say, during quarterly report time, any kind of audit type opportunities, we have to be giving our treasurer and our finance manager time to do things the correct way. I do not want them rushed to get these done, and this is not just coming from these two, it's coming from even previous administration suggestions. So I do feel like the 4th Tuesday will give everyone the time to get everything prepared correctly. So let's do a roll call vote on that one.
Marty Kinslow.
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson.
Yes.
Brad Gross.
Yes.
Jeff Bott.
Yes.
Derek Pettigo.
Yes.
Tim Durham.
Yes.
Tim Coomer.
Yes.
Motion carries. The new meetings will be the 4th Tuesday of each month at 9 a.m. Approve the new appointment paperwork for emergency management. So we have a new emergency management director, Garland Gillum. He is excellent. We're very thankful to have him. We have some paperwork that needs to be put in, approved for him to be able to do work as he needs to do with even Frankfurt. Emergency operations plan, and to update as Jamie Bewley-Byrd as the county judge executive, and the EM director names to be added for signatures. I need a motion and a second to approve that.
So moved.
Mr. Gross?
Second.
Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next paperwork is in your packet. The designation of applicant agent allows the emergency management director to complete paperwork with FEMA funds and grants. I need a motion and a second.
Motion?
Mr. Botts made the motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The continuity of government allows, which allows the deputy judge executive authority in the county judge executive's absence. I need a motion and a second to approve that.
Motion.
Motion by Kinslow. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Chris Jensen. Sorry, went blank. We need any discussion on this. This is just for emergency management purposes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Order of affiliation updates Emergency Management Director name on affiliation with County Rescue Squad and updates Rescue Squad's chief's name. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this?
So moved.
Mr. Creamer, need a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Kentucky State Mutual Aid Agreement updates Judge Executive, Deputy Judge Executive, and Emergency Management Director names on the agreement. Do I have a motion and a second to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Kramer?
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The second was by Stinson. Yeah.
Who made the motion?
The motion to send was?
Jim Gilman?
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I had to go on too fast.
No, I was, thank you.
You're okay. So we got down to, we're in the Kentucky, this one on number 6, correct? Yes. Kentucky Emergency Management Assistant Program Non-Supplanting Certification. I need a motion and a second to approve this document.
Make that a motion, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Durham, I need a second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 2022 Emergency Management, EMA Program Funds, EMPG 2022 contract. It's in your packet as well. I need a motion and a second to approve this.
So moved.
Mr. Coomer? I need a second.
Second.
Mr. Botts? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So that's down to, we just did that one right there. So we need to, okay, we need to appoint also, even though it's been done by hiring, we need to actually still appoint a director of emergency management for 4 years, and that is Mr. Garland Gillum. Even though he was on the new hire paperwork, we still have to do that in the first fiscal court actual meeting. This is for Frankfurt as well. Do I make a motion and a second to hire Mr. Garland, or appointment of the director of Garland Gillum of Emergency Management?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Stinson?
Second.
Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We need to, motion carries. We need to appoint a deputy director as well, and that is Mr. Marcus Thurman. He is on a 4-year as well. Do I have a motion and a second to appoint?
Motion.
Motion by Gross, second by?
Second.
Is that Mr. Kinslow?
Yes.
Mr. Kinslow? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so the only two we need to do today? Okay, we have a closed session pursuant to KRS 61.8101(1-C), discussion of possible litigation. I need a motion and a second to go into closed session.
Motion.
Was that Mr. Who was that? Stinson? I need a second. Second by Coomer. We will, any discussion? We will go into closed session. I'm not for sure how long it will take. We will come back into open session. We have a few closing remarks. And then we'll, like I said, then we'll close out the meeting. So we'll go into closed session here. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion, we'll go into closed session.
Excel stuff, I didn't know.
No, we had the checks had to be signed. We just get them signed
Okay, I need a motion and a second to go back into open session.
Make a motion.
Mr. Stinson and Mr. Gross. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, do we have any, sorry to take so long in the closed session, but do we have any closing remarks today? We have Miss Jessie Crabtree. Is she here today? So she had reached out. That's regarding the 225th Bicentennial Committee. We'll invite her. It's the 225th birthday of Barren County. I know they're in the planning phases. They've had a couple meetings here and there. We need to probably get that. We'll have her come to the next meeting to talk about that. So we'll reach out. It's another closing remark. Next fiscal court meeting will be February the 28th at 9 a.m. Mr. Chris Jennings is here. He had one closing remark also about Barren County Parks and Rec. Do you want to come up to the, right here? Chris Jennings is our Barren County Parks and Rec Director.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the Parks and Rec will be having a meeting for the general public February the 1st. That meeting will be held here at the Fiscal Court building, 5 o'clock. Basically just to discuss and introduce myself to the general public and to answer any questions that, any of the citizens might have as far as plans for the spring league this season down at the park. So.
We've got some big things coming and, going to continue a strong program in Parks and Rec, and we're just kind of seeking out input from...
Yeah, from the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah, make sure and get that out to everyone's constituents to make sure that they know about that meeting so that they can come if they would like to. I think that is it. Any other questions, any other comments? Anybody? Hey, thank you all so much for coming to our first actual fiscal court meeting, and I need a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion, Judge.
Mr. Coomer?
Right time this time.
And a second by Mr. Kinslow. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's closed.